All right, traders, today what I'm going to be doing is breaking down a little bit of what we've been doing. What I've been doing the last couple weeks. I haven't really been posting live trades. I'll post charts, I'll post other educational content or videos of me talking about myself blowing up. But today, I'm going to be talking about a little bit of what I've been doing the last few weeks, and that is with this algo trading, but without the algo. See, I'm manually behind everything. This is just a script for a hotkey. And I've really been optimizing it recently. So I've been papering it for the last couple weeks, still optimizing it for a few more weeks. I want to break down some charts for you guys and just go into why I'm doing this anyways, to begin with. And the reason for that is, honestly, because I have some trust issues with myself. I've been doing this for a long time, and a long enough time where I should be over some things. I should have gotten over some of these humps that I haven't yet. And a couple of those are capping winners too early, and that is applying random risk per setup, applying inconsistent risk and inconsistent sizing per trade. And these are two things that a lot of people do not focus on as far as teachers go out there, gurus. And that's when I come in. I step in and I got to slap you guys around a little bit, and you don't like me for it, but it is what it is. I really think these are the two biggest problems with traders, and they just don't focus on them because it just takes a while to figure it out. It honestly takes a little while to figure it out. Experience is your best teacher in the market, and experiencing this over time, you'll understand it. And that is sizing. You cannot apply like different sizing per setup, or your results are always going to be inconsistent. And the same thing with your risk. You cannot apply random risk per stock and expect anything other than random results. Random risk is random results. That's just the way it is. And so I'd see a quality setup. I want to get into this stock. And pocket pair of aces. Let's say it's pocket pair of aces. I'm playing at the poker table. I got pocket pair of aces. This is a good hand. And percentage-wise, if you look at the math, more times than not, it's probably going to win. Well, I size in a little heavier and I stay around a little longer, essentially, and go all in on a lot of those stocks. And that's just the way I was doing it. But now what I've set up is there's no more randomness. And even on the good setups, I'm not applying different risk. And I'm always keeping my sizing exactly the same. And that's how this script is set up. I have risk, I have reward, and right when I press the button, it automatically applies my sizing, and it automatically applies my risk and my reward. So I don't even have to look at the stock anymore. I find a high probability setup right off the scanners. The intensity scanners, talk about these all the time, guys. These positive and negative intensity scanners, you guys have got to take a look at these. I mean, they have been designed by the 10% of traders for the 10% of traders out there, and it really provides you optimal entries to get ready, for reversals. So when the stocks appear orange on the negative intensity scanners, that means get ready for the reversal of this thing, and that's what I've been doing, buying the fear off negative intensity, selling euphoria. So that's essentially my alert. I'll pull up the stock, take a look at the daily, and maybe not even. If there's so much popping on off, I might be just slamming that button all morning because quantity is a big deal at this point. This is another thing, very important. You got to stay around, stick around, hear me out, because this is all very important stuff. I used to just marry one stock, so I get those pocket pair of aces, and I'd say, tunnel vision, essentially tunnel vision on that stock, and I couldn't focus at anything else. And then I'd end up applying more risk, applying more sizing, and then I'd miss all these other opportunities, and then this one doesn't work out, and then I'm stuck, I end up with a big red day when that could have easily been avoided. Quantity plays a big part in it. You're essentially becoming the house in the casino. So you have a lot of different tables out there. They're working for you, poker, blackjack, and some of them you're losing money. But over time, you're consistently profitable. You're making money as the house because that's what the math suggests. And so that's how this script is set up. I'm taking the high probability setups straight off the scanners. And just pressing the button, and it's applying consistent sizing, consistent risk. Let's say I want to take a $5,000 position per stock. It's applying $5,000 to that stock and doing all the math for me. And then risk, everyone has their own risk parameters their own risk tolerance that they want to apply to a stock. I'm still fidgeting with those numbers, but I'm finding the Holy Grail. Essentially, I'm finding the Holy Grail with it, and I'm really been working on it, taking it week after week and applying a few different numbers to it, and it's starting to work out very well. If you have the correct risk parameters in place, where you're either right or you're right out, you're no longer applying tons and tons of risk per trade. These are just single entries for me at this point now. I'm only doing single entries and single exits. Essentially, I'm working on getting the hotkey set up so where I can scale out along the way. That's really what I want to do, because here's the deal. You have to be very rigid with your rules and flexible with your expectations. That's what Mark Douglas said, right? So be very rigid with your stop, but you can be flexible with the profits that you make, essentially. You can be flexible in your expectations of the profits, but very rigid in your rules and your risk. That's very important. So guys, let's get into some of these charts. I want to take you into the computer for a couple minutes. We'll take a look at some of these charts. Let's get straight into it. Let's take a look at a few of the charts I traded today. UNFI. This one got stopped out of. I mean, it's not going to work every single time, but here's the awesome part about this. As long as your risk reward is set correctly, I mean, you can lose more trades than you win and still come out profitable. It's magic. It works that way. And that's why it's either I'm right or I'm right out. All right, that was UNFI ADAP. This one, nice winner here. Popped up on negative intensity scanner off of a fast, intense move. That's why they're called intensity scanners. Hopped into this. Had a nice gain there. And this is why I'm still working on optimizing the keys. That way I can begin scaling out along the way, not just taking the profit. So how it's set up, the script is set up is it has a certain risk parameter and it has a certain reward parameter. And so it just plays directly off of that. But I want to allow for a little bit more flexibility as far as the profits go. So that's ADAP. The other one I traded today was PLAY. PLAY, this one took a short and ended up working on out. Coming on down, and it took me out for a nice little win on PLAY. So I've been averaging between 6 and 8 trades a day, which is better than it used to be. I thought I was going to be trading a lot more than even that, honestly. Hitting the button quite a bit. I thought it would be up in the 20, 30, 40 trade range area. And with how I have the risk parameter set, I could only win, if I take 40 trades and only win 10 to 15 times out of the 40, I'm going to be green. Still, I'm going to come out green. That's just the way I have the script set up. RBZ, this was a lower price stock, and it got taken out pretty quick. So red trade, we had a green trade here, buying the fear, selling the greed. That's all it is to it. Right here as well, buying the fear, selling the greed. Just pressing the button. As this thing drops, pressing the button, that one got stopped out of. Now, the interesting thing here is these two charts, you see how these arrows right here are close together and these are a little bit farther apart? It's the same risk. I was risking exactly the same dollar amount. The difference was the price of the stock. And like I said, every single time I get into a stock, I'm risking the same dollar amount. It just maybe plays a little bit differently depending on the price of the stock, and that's what happened here. So there was more range for me to play around, but on a lower price stock, not so much. Green here as well, and green here as well. So that's just all there is to it. Taking it right off the scanners, negative intensity scanner, pressing the button, and letting the trade and letting the script work for me. This is what I've been working on. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of insight into what I've been doing. Still playing around with it quite a bit. I want to get it to a place where I'm comfortable with it to allow it just to work, throughout the day for me. And this is why I love the scanners, guys. No matter on the short side or, on buying the fear, I got a script set for both of those. The thing is, most people, they don't buy out of fear, right? They buy out of hope. And that's what you see on play. People just buying out of hope. Most people buy out of hope and then they sell out of fear, right? They sell out of fear. And that's when you're buying. You're buying that fear. You're selling into their hope. And that's what the scanners do. They're essentially the Holy Grail. Absolutely love them. And they've been working out very, very well for me. Traders, that is going to wrap up the video for today. I wanted to give you guys some insight. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Let me know if you could set up a script for yourself for your own trading, how would you set it up? What issues or problems do you have with your trading that you would like to be more computerized? Because I had to come face to face with that myself and just say, you know what? I need to do this. I got to do it. Love you guys. Thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button next time, guys.